Good morning to everyone. It is day 14 maybe since I've been back out. So I had a nice 0 day yesterday. Got to watch some college football and some baseball and just enjoy resting. But back on the trail, and I'll be out here for 3 nights. I plan on doing shelters the next 3 nights. And it's supposed to be a little warm, but we'll just take it as it comes. All right, finishing a long day, a little over 12 miles. I'm here at the Priest Shelter. One of the things that traditions of the trail at the Priest Shelter, just like you're giving your confession to a priest, in the shelter book, you're supposed to write all your confessions. And sometimes people take it seriously. Sometimes people, kind of make a joke out of it. But look, somebody is here. I guess they're down getting water. This is the first time I've come to a shelter on this trip, and somebody else has been here. So we'll see who that is. But a long day, but a good day. All right. Well, I hadn't done this in a while, but I've got my kind of set up in the shelter, and so I thought I just might show you. So this is me. I got a little piece of material here that just protects my mattress. That's just one of those safety blankets or something you can get that's real light. And then of course my quilt, little pillow, got my charger right here that will charge my phone, and I'll have my glasses and my all right, I haven't shown this. I don't know if I've ever shown this, but this is my normal setup in a shelter. I do have another hiker here with me. His name is Greg also. He is hammocking down there. That's just his mattress in there, but I'm staying in here. But I have a little piece of material here. That's just one of those emergency blankets that you can buy that's super cheap and it's real light. It protects my mattress, got my pad, my quilt, and then I just have everything almost like I would have at home. My phone charger right by the bed, keep a flashlight there, glasses, and just kind of get used to it, but that's what we got. Food's hung right here, and about to be heading to bed right now. All right, so it's been downhill most of the day. The heat's back at it, and I'm about to go uphill. Now, water has been a concern for me, and so I've had to carry a lot of extra water. But I just passed some guys that are going south, and they gave me an option, and I think I'm going to take it. One of them took this option, and one of them didn't take this option. Now, as far as a purist goes, you'd say, well, Peavy, you're getting off the Appalachian Trail, and I am, but let me show you what I'm going to do. All right, so as you can see, I'm right here. This is where I stayed last night at the Priest's. So I came all the way down, and that's where I am right now. Now, I'm heading to this Mop Field Shelter. So if you notice, the AT comes up here, and right here, it splits. There's a yellow trail, and then there's a red trail. Well, this yellow trail, it is a mile less, but the main thing is it hits this creek and it stays along water the entire way, which relieves a little bit of stress, because if I go out this way, there's no water. So I'm going to take this trail right here and then pick up on the AT right here going in. So that's what I think I'm going to do. So far, this little side trail has been worth it. I'm about 2 miles from the shelter, and let me show you where I took me a little nap. There's water right there, and that rock right there, man, with my little butt pad, putting my head on, it was a nice little nap. So there's nice little water here. So now I'm about to head, like I said, two more miles. All right, made it to the shelter. Shelter looks the same as all the others, but one thing that is different about this one, I don't know if you can really see it, but there's what they call a bear pole. So there's a long pole that you take, and then you hang your food way up there. You know, back in Georgia, if you remember, they had those pulley systems for bear stuff. I've just haven't been having to hang lately. But so that's where I'm at now. This was one of the hardest days I've had in a long time. It was a good day, but it was a hard day. Mop Field Shelter. All right, little beef stew action tonight. Hope I have enough fuel to warm up this water. But all you do is it's just dehydrated, and you just add water to it and seal it up and let it rehydrate, and it's pretty good. So it's just me and nature tonight. And voila, finished product. It's not horrible. This is actually just Mountain House. They have so many different brands. You can actually take that out and put it in a Ziploc bag. I was just at a Walmart, and they have those at Walmart, so it was just real easy to do that. But that's the dehydrated meal, and that's what I'm having tonight. So I got my bear bag up there, but I could almost barely reach it. And so I noticed there's these stumps right here, and that's probably exactly why. So somebody that's a little bit shorter than me could reach it, because it's a heavy bar and it's a good ways up there. Well, good morning. It is a warm, very humid morning, but I had a decent night last night. That was cool, that deer coming through camp, wasn't it? That was really special. It was kind of like nature TV. But longest day today, a little over 16 miles, going to another shelter. It's crazy when you know, I like to stay in shelters, usually because there's water there and there's a privy there, and, you know, just kind of a little bit of an anchor of something. And but as I went, you know, the last couple nights, and then tonight I'll stay in a shelter. It's crazy, you know, you have the same setup at each place and almost feel like you're just going in circles. But it is what it is. Trying to enjoy the solitude and learn from it, and you know, it's neat in its own way. All right, made it to the shelter. This was a long day, probably a little more than I needed to do, but the problem was, so I did a little over 16 miles, but there wasn't any water, so I couldn't split it up. I mean, I guess I could, but then I'd have to carry more water. So anyway, I'm here. It's been a long day. It's 6 p.m., so I've been hiking pretty much 10 hours, you know, taking little stops here and there. But I'm here, I'm at the shelter. There's a creek right down there. I'm about to go get in it and have a good night. So, sorry, not a lot of cool things to see, but just still keeping you informed of what's going on in my world. Well, good morning. Had a good night. It always feels good after a good night's sleep. And after I got to the shelter and was so wore out, there was about 5 southbounders that showed up last night. So that was kind of fun, just listening to them. You know, you don't really build the relationships, but just listening to them, and it was just kind of nice to have some other people around. When I came across this morning, I want to show you this. So it says the Lowe Family Cemetery. So it seems like I'm out in the middle of the woods, but it's kind of a reminder that, you know, people lived up here, homesteads, they buried their loved ones. These are not, they don't seem to be marked as far as with names or anything, but this was just a family cemetery area. Not sure exactly where the homestead was. And I was just talking about, here's an old homestead. Now it says W.J. Mayo, so that's not the same family as that burial place, that cemetery up there, but you see the chimney and foundation was stone, and they probably had like a cabin walls. How about that? All right, well, I'm in the town of Waynesboro. So I got up to the road and there were a couple ladies there, and they started talking, and they were like, well, can we please take you into town? So yeah, sure. So anyway, they took me into town, showed me around, and went and had a cup of coffee for a latte and a croissant. Washed my face off in the sink. Feel a little bit human, so I'm walking up here to this outfitter and see about getting some new shoes. These have about had it. This will be my 3rd pair, and probably could go a little bit further, but if they have what I need, I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of it rather than hoping that I'll have something later. So to let you know where I'm at, I am on the trail just about to enter the Shenandoah National Park, which I'm pretty excited about. That's where my grandfather took me for the first time on the trail and got me excited about hiking, especially coming from Georgia to his house, which he always said he lived in Pennsylvania, which is where I hope to end this trip this time. So anyway, that's what's happening here. So I struck out at the outfitters. They didn't have what I needed, so we'll check, up the trail. But I am at the Bowman House. It's an old antebellum house that a family has turned into a bed and breakfast. I mean, this place has got rooms. It's like, the kids at the house in Chronicles of Narnia. And, there's just all these rooms and passageways. It's really pretty cool. But they do have bunk houses for hikers, but they didn't have anything available there. So I upgraded a little bit to have my own little private room and whatnot. And I figured, why not? So let me show you this. So this is just the main living area. Everything's decorated with all this antique-y stuff. Like I said, an old house, and I'll show you downstairs a little bit. But this is just mine. It's got a little bathroom with a shower in there. Here's my little bedroom. Got a fan blowing. Man, you can't beat it. So I'm thankful to be here. Refrigerator, everything you could ask for. And that's the name of the place, the Bowman House. So this is the front of the Bowman House. So you can tell it's old antebellum style, big old Ionic capitals on this house. They said it was, the mayor's house and all kind of stuff through its lifespan. The family that bought it here has had it here for a couple years and live in it and then do the bed and breakfast thing. So I'm looking forward to a good breakfast in the morning. All right, here's the inside, the entryway, 2 rooms on the other side. There's Ziggy. Hey, Ziggy, come here. Good boy, good boy. Sitting room in here. This is where the breakfast will be. They've done a good job of putting all these antiques here. There's the Appalachian Trail. That's where we're at. Let's walk upstairs. Landing up here, and these are different rooms. So then this small little thing, there's actually an elevator here. So it just keeps going up. Up into this upstairs, and this is my area up here. Ow, hit my head. How cool is that? Pretty neat.